And we are not live. We wish we could be live, but we just can't get enough signal. But we are indeed at the 36th Annual USA National Cedar Lake Speedway. It is Bert Lehman to my right, to your left. It is Steve Pogerels to your left, to your right, my left. And it is Puka speaking. All right, guys, just finished up another dirty night of racing at Cedar Lake Speedway. But not,
it actually wasn't that dirty until the feature.
well, yeah, but I wouldn't want it any other way. So, of course, many of you caught this on Dirt Vision, so we're going to hit a few things. Why don't we start with weather?
Very hot. Very, very, very hot. Hopefully, it's supposed to cool down the next 2 days, so that's good. But very hot here. It's sunny. Now the moon is shining, so
beautiful moon.
It's a very picturesque scene right now.
It is. It's very romantic with my two buddies with me. All right. Some changes with the pits.
Yeah, going into turn one, exit the track, they added probably 8 spots with a concrete pad, barrier, cement wall up against it. Eliminated a little bit of camping, but it didn't take away from any of the parking at all for cars and trucks.
So basically, if you can picture it right off Souvenir Row now, it's pits right off that fence line.
You exit the track, and the immediate right as you leave, there's 8 or 9 stalls there.
Yeah, it's all pits. Yeah, it's all pits. So a little bit of a...
And then fence line all the way down to the south. So they've added numerous spots there besides the concrete pad.
And if you're a spectator, unless you have a handicap sign, you have to park across the road now.
It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Okay. Like I said, 36th annual. If you didn't catch the news earlier this week, they eliminated the USRA, basically B late models. They're only getting like 8, 9, 10. So they got the local one-to-go show, Cedar Lake late models. That's what we coined them. So 90 cars checking in tonight. 42 one-to-go show late models, 48 World of Outlaw late models. Shannon Babb setting a new track record, beating Jason Round's record from 2011. Babb turned a lap in the first set of qualifying, 12.950. Of course, we were sitting there. I mean, he never lifted.
No, on the hammer the whole time. Yep, he had a fast lap. Yep, 12.95 new track record.
Yep. Okay, so the World of Outlaw heats we get going with. Unfortunately, they watered, pretty uneventful, pretty much just hammer down, kind of follow the leader. However, the one-to-go show late models put on a great show. Now, Ryan Aho, one thing you always want, you want all the guys to show up at one place for an event. I'm telling you, it's not the Legendary 100. It's not the Wazota 100. It's the USA Nationals, because here's what we got. We got guys from the north. We got like Shane Edgington. We've got Anderson coming from Grand Forks. We've got guys from the west. Searing was here. Chad Olson was here. Virgil Randall all the way from Black Hills, South Dakota. Boozma from Huron. Guys from the south, including Nate Banoff from Iowa. Jake Tim, Sorensen. So we kind of hit out east. Swedberg,
Justin Ritchie,
I guess.
And you also had Corbett from Grand Forks, which he's pretty much down here every year. He's a staple down here.
One of the, I guess with all the cars here, I wouldn't necessarily say a disappointing thing, but like Nick Avalink was here, but he just raced with the Outlaws. He didn't race with the one-to-go late models. AJ Demo didn't race with the one-to-go late models. So some drivers just chose to race with the Outlaws, not do double duty.
Yep. Well, from the north, Harry Hansen, Danny Vang, same thing. They didn't race.
Zach Waller's also here.
Zach Waller's, yep. So Ryan, this is the place you come. You say you want to see everyone? This is the place. All right, so let's get into
location.
So some of the more exciting races were indeed the heat races for the one-to-go show late model. So here's just a couple of stats. Let's see here. I'm having a hard time seeing Zach Waller's 3rd to 8th in his heat race. Dustin Sorensen. I'm sorry, I can't read my own writing. 2nd from 6th. Don Shaw 2nd from 6th.
Yep.
And in one of the heat races, there's going to be Christmas card. Well, maybe not Christmas cards sent from Jake Miller to Travis Budaslavich. Jake Miller was not happy. He spun out. It kind of looked like Budaslavich tail whipped him.
Came in a little hot
in the corner, and I thought not quite as bad as the Tyler Erb, Bobby Pierce incident from several years ago. There was never any contact, but you could tell Jake Miller was not happy.
Yeah, and Don Shaw, do you remember what happened? 6th to second?
6th to second, then he weighed in late at the scales. Didn't show up for the B, and the last 3 years I haven't seen him do well at all. Either breaks, DNFs, I don't know what his deal is, but he's consistent that way.
Hoping for better luck for Don Shaw. We like watching him race. Big night for the Sheriff tonight. 6th to first in his heat race. Dave Moss, 7th to 3rd. So there was some really good passing. Said probably the most exciting heat was one of the action between Jake Miller and Travis Budislavich. All right, then we moved into the B features. The race that I thought was the most exciting tonight was that B feature tonight between the 49 of Jake Tim, the 44 of Chris Madden, and the 28 of Dustin Sorensen. Tim rolling at the top as always. Madden rolling the bottom. All of a sudden, Madden probably led one lap, I think, at the flag stand, running on the bottom here in 3 and 4. So then Jake Tim says,
Tim changed his line.
Tim changed the line. He continued to go high in 1 and 2. He goes down low in 3 and 4. Dustin Sorensen is coming hot on Chris Madden. You remember what happened? Right over here?
Yeah, was that when he pumped the...
Pumps it into the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Pumps it into the wall. I mean, not hard enough to wreck or anything, but that was a slice and dice race. Kind of surprised Madden went so hard, being that you knew he'd get the provisional.
Yeah.
So that was probably the best race of the night, or at least in my opinion. We go out there for the 1 Vault feature. As many of you saw, it's Pierce, Shepard, RTJ, Shirley, Putty, but Jonathan Davenport, 6th.
Went backwards. Started on the outside pole.
Outside pole, yep. So very surprising to see backwardization for the 49 car. All right, so like I said, it was a night for the One to Go Show late models, not a night for the Woo late models. So we've got Pat Dorr, Zach Waller's on the pole. I believe in the second row, Dustin Sorensen. Dustin Sorensen is an absolute bullet. Takes off. And what happens for the second time in the night?
Checks out, phones the wall, 1-2, and he screwed some steering up or something. He could not steer that car coming in the corner, and then eventually all the guys ate him up. I don't know what he ended up finishing.
Yeah, I mean,
it looked like he bent his nose down, and his nose was digging into the track after he hit the wall. He could not steer decent after that.
Yep. So, but he did stay out, so he didn't cause a caution. So, but the story of the night was who? The 85.
Oh yeah, John Cantor is old. I mean, he looked like he was 15 years younger. I mean, I don't know what they did to that car, but he was lights out in the heat race, and he come from the 4th row, 5th? I don't know where it was in the feature. He ended up 2nd place, but he was
reeling indoor.
He was rolling. Yeah, he was reeling indoor, and they got into lap traffic. It got interesting, but he couldn't get the 1-1 Express, so Dorr pulls another one off.
Yep. So Dorr 2 in a row, wins last year Saturday night from 17th, wins again tonight from the front row. Another guy, and then Cantor 2nd, but another guy interesting was 3rd place, Kevin Eder, who was the winner of the Friday night feature last year. So congrats to Kevin. All right, last race of the night, Fans Fun Dash. Ricky Weiss gets out to an early lead. Ashton Winger's battling for a while. Winger starts backing up. Ricky's running the bottom. RTGJ, of course, everyone knows the season he's had. Tracks him down. Shows him the nose in corner 1.
Well, he tracked him down running the cushion, and then he ducked down low and tried to pass on the low side and won. And I was surprised he didn't just stay up top.
Well, my question is, was he setting him up? He wanted to show him the nose, keep Ricky there, because what does he do in 4, 2 laps later? Absolutely blows by him. So I thought he was toying with him. What do you guys think?
Well, he actually fell back a little bit. It took him a couple laps to catch up again. Yep. But he just flew by him. I mean, it was.
RTJ is in a league of his own right now. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it.
I just stay with me on this when I explain. I grew up on a farm, and we had a lot of farm cats, and the farm cats would catch mice, and sometimes they'd play with the mice. They'd bat them with the paw. They'd let them run a little while, then they'd catch them again. That's what RTJ reminds me of. Mm-hmm. He's just a little bit better than everybody else. He's like a cat. He catches the mouse. He may play with it for a little while, but he's ultimately going to win at the end.
Well, that's what he said. He said after the Fans Fun Dash, they tested a little something. Now, in that feature, there were a couple of times when he was running third, fourth, and he was kind of hanging there, but then all of a sudden, he'd be in the mix. It's almost kind of like he was like, yeah, that looks fun up there, and he'd kind of get in the mix. Really fast about the last 5 laps.
Yep.
But then Shep was actually able to pull away from him a little bit, but Ricky really come on the last 5 laps. So, any closing comments?
No, I'm good.
I mean, like we said, Bobby Pierce won the feature, but I don't think he had the best car out there. I'm sticking with my pick. I still think it's RTJ Saturday night.
Yeah, although Pierce, he made it through lap traffic there. It was hairy toward the end. I mean, he picked his lines, made it through,
and I do want to say it was a good run for Brandon Shepard. He struggled a little bit this year, and he finished second, right?
He got second.
He got second
on the high side, like as of old, back in the Lucas Oil Series.
Yeah, so like I said, Pierce did what he had to do. 30-lap feature only tonight, $6,000 to win.
25. It was a 25.
25 lap? Okay, excuse me. Okay,
the one to go show late models are 30.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So but yeah, all in all, I mean, it's a good night of racing. Great way to kick it off. So the heat was immense, but it's supposed to kind of tame itself a little bit
It's supposed
tomorrow.
to be cooler the next 2 days.
And Saturday. So we'll be here. Head to the pits now. Might get some interviews. Interviews will be YouTube only. So make sure you follow the Want to Go Show YouTube page. And like I said, we'll be here each night. So if you want to catch our analysis post-race, follow the show or follow the page right now on Facebook, YouTube. And we'll go from there. Thanks for checking in with us.